Now we'll go to the next model. Here they asked to find the sum and product. The previous model, sum and product they gave. It's actually a reverse model or ultra model where the sum and product we have to find out. In the previous sum, again I repeat, alpha and beta were given and equation was asked. Here the equation is given and sum and product is asked. That's why I said it's a reverse model. Okay. Now look here. You write the given quadratic equation x square plus 3x minus 28 equal to 0. We have to analyze the sum. Comparing with the general equation, we know a quadratic equation is ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0. Now a is called the coefficient of x square. Here you find 1. So a takes the value 1. See, a is called the coefficient of x square, which is here. So a takes the value 1. Next, b is actually called the coefficient of x. b is actually called the coefficient of x, which is nothing but takes the value 3. We put in a box. C is called constant. C is called constant. With the minus you must write here. So from the given equation you must find the coefficient of x square called by the letter A, and b is called the coefficient of x, that is 3, and constant c is minus 28. After taking this, we know the two roots are alpha and beta are the two roots. Now the sum starts here. Sum starts. So we split this part 2. Formula 1. Alpha plus beta is called the sum of the roots. Alpha plus beta is called the find the sum is given. Find the sum. So alpha plus beta is called the sum of the roots. The formula is minus b by a, which is nothing but minus. B is called coefficient of x and a is called coefficient of x square, which is equal to coefficient of x is nothing but 3. B is 3 and a is nothing but 1. Don't forget the minus. Minus 3 by 1 is nothing but minus 3. This is the answer. The next question they asked is find the product. So alpha beta is called the product of the root. Alpha beta is called the product of the root. The formula is c by a. The formula is c by a. C is called actually constant. C is called actually constant. Again a is called the coefficient of x square. So constant is nothing but minus 28. You find here as well as here. And a is nothing but 1. So a is again 1. So put the 1 down. Minus 28 by 1 is minus 28. This is answer 2. It's a very simple sum. Hope you understand. We'll go to the second question. Again we'll go to the next sum. You have to find the sum and products. The given question is question number 2. The question says x square plus 3x. There is no constant. Put plus 0 equal to 0. Again I repeat. There is x square term, there is x term, there is no constant. See, the constant is minus 28 here. The constant is missing, means you put plus 0 equal to 0. Now compare with the general quadratic equation. I told you the general quadratic equation is ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0. Now a is called the coefficient of x square. A is nothing but 1. I written here also. So coefficient of x square, a is nothing but 1. Next is what? B. B is called coefficient of x, which is nothing but 3. And the constant c is called 0. So a is called the coefficient of x square. So a is nothing but coefficient of x square, which is 1. B is nothing but coefficient of x, which is nothing but 3, and c is called constant, and c is actually 0. So you have to take the coefficient of x square a, coefficient of x b, and c, and we know alpha and beta are the two roots already. Now the sum starts. So here actually the sum starts. First you write formula 1. Formula 1, they want the sum of the roots. Alpha plus beta is called the sum of the roots. The formula is minus b by a. This is the formula, minus b by a. And put the minus, and b is nothing but what? B is nothing but coefficient of x, and a is nothing but coefficient of x square. So which is nothing but, don't forget the minus, put the minus, and b you put the value as what? B is nothing but 3. So you get minus 3 by 1, which is equal to minus 3. This is answer 1. Next is called formula 2. They want the product. Product of the roots is called alpha beta, which is nothing but c by a. C is called actually constant and a is called coefficient of x square. And constant is nothing but 0. C is 0 and a is 1. 0 by 1 is actually 0. So we get the answer to us 0. This is a very simple sum. Hope you understood. Only one difference is there is no constant, you put 0. Compare with the general form. Separate the a, b and c, where a is called coefficient of x square, b is called coefficient of x and c is called constant. Write the formula and get the answer. You work out this sum. Now we will do the next sum. Next sum is not in the quadratic equation form. See, this is x square, x and a constant. This is x square, x constant, you put 0. This is dealing with a square. A all come in the denominator and all. So first you must bring it in the quadratic equation form. First you must bring it in the quadratic equation form. So write the question 3 plus 1 by a equal to 10 by a square. Generally we take LCM. For a and a square, LCM is a square, the bigger one. Okay. So again I repeat, you take the LCM. After taking LCM, you can just do the LCM method and cross multiply. But this method will be much more better, where you multiply the whole equation by the LCM a square on both sides. On both sides. This is much more easier to get it easily because it involves some alphabets and all, and they come in the denominator. So it's better to multiply the equation by LCM. But when you multiply the equation by a square, the LCM, you must multiply number 1, number 2, number 3. Each number see 3 into a square. This is number 1. First one. Next is what? Put the plus 1 by a into a square, number 2. And last one is 10 by a square into a, number 3. Both sides you must multiply. All the 3 numbers should be multiplied by the LCM. Then the equation is balanced. The equation won't change. Otherwise, if you want, you can take an LCM and cross multiply. That also you can do it. It will take some more step. But since the alphabets are the denominator, this method is much more better. So for a and a square, LCM is a square. You multiply the whole equation by a square. In fact, you can follow this method for other sums also. But since we get numerical values, numbers, we follow the LCM method which you learn it. But this is not easy. So each number you multiply with the LCM. If you multiply, the equation remains unaltered. Now look here, 3 into a square. 3 into a square is called 3a square. 1 by a into a square, the second number. 1 by a into a square means when a will get cancelled. You write the a. 10 by a square into a square means this a square will get cancelled, equal to 10. So write the answer now. 3a square plus a, bring the 10 this side. So you get a quadratic equation in a square, a and a constant. Generally a quadratic equation is x square, x and a constant. It's called the general form. You put it here, it's a quadratic equation in a. This is a general form. So the first part is bringing to in the quadratic equation form. A square, a and a constant. It's called the quadratic equation, but this is the quadratic equation a. Now put the a, b and c. A is nothing but 3. Okay. We call coefficient of a square instead of x square. B is actually nothing but 1. B is nothing but 1. And C is nothing but minus 10. C is nothing but minus 10. So you can write here in the boxes A equal to 3, B equal to 1 and C is equal to minus 10. Now we can start the sum. Formula 1 is alpha plus beta. We want the sum. Sum of the roots is called minus b by a. Straight away you can put this value. Minus b is 1 and a is 3. This answer 1. Product of the roots is called alpha beta is c by a. Straight away you can put it. C is called minus 10 and 3. So this sum again I explain fast. So this is not in the quadratic equation form. The form should be like this, y square, y like that. So you must try to bring it to the quadratic equation form. And we take an LCM a square. Since the alphabets come in the denominator, you will multiply with the LCM, you get it very easily. You get the answer. So hope you understood this. So we'll do the last sum. 3 3y square minus y minus 4 equal to 0. This is actually quadratic equation in y. Y square, y and a constant. But the general form is, generally we keep as ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0. You can put here. So from this you get a is equal to what? 3. A is 3 and b is actually minus 1. B is minus 1. C is equal to minus 4. So again repeat, this is a general form of a quadratic equation ax. If you compare with this, actually this is a quadratic equation y, but general form we write as a quadratic equation x. So a is 3, b you can compare minus 1 and c is a constant minus 4. And we know alpha beta are the two roots. Now formula 1, alpha plus beta is called sum of the roots, which is minus b by a. So this is a formula minus. This minus is different. This minus is in the sum question. Okay, so you get two minuses, and minus into minus will become plus 1 by 3. Answer 1. Formula 2, product of the roots is alpha beta is called c by a. You put minus 4. C is called actually minus 4. A is called 3. Answer 2. So hope you understood this. So we have to compare with the coefficients and write the coefficient of a, b and c and write the answer. So this is the other model. Hope you understood. Thank you.